Aloha from Maui. I'm so excited to be here to feature a dear friend that I've known for over 20 years. We decided on 23 years, which is a long time. And I love her to pieces. And I'm so excited that she's taking the time to figure out how to get here on Zoom and talk to me for a few minutes about her incredible transformation and life story that is so big. And I'm all about stories because stories inspire others and can help pull others together and pull them up. And community is so needed right now. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from our friend Susan here and how she can maybe inspire you to just keep going, keep having fun. And she's certainly fun. That's why we're friends. And Susan, I'm so excited for you to take this time. Thank you for being here. Can you come and share with everybody just a little bit about you and your story and how it's changed since you came on board this wonderful isogenic system?
Well, thanks for having me, Jan. It's really fun to be here with you finally. Anyhow, so about 5 years ago, you introduced Isogenics to me. I told you not to talk to me about it. And then I experienced a great time in Nashville, learned about the products, and I said, okay, sign me up for the biggest package. I want to try every single thing. And so I got back to Colorado. I was living in Colorado at the time, and then all these fabulous boxes showed up and opening. It was like better than Christmas. And because I wanted to find out what products I liked, which ones I was going to keep taking, what I loved, what worked. And the first thing that we noticed, of course, we saved a lot of money at the grocery store, especially the first few months. And that's something that people just never quite get. But we seriously saved about 400 a month at the grocery store. And then the first thing that we noticed is Dave, my husband, his digestion, which he had always had issues with, smoothed out. I mean, it just took maybe a couple of months. And he, for the first time, we've been married over 30 years now. For the first time, he felt really great. I mean, I didn't think I ever had a digestive problem, but maybe I did because it's perfect now. Um, so we noticed that. And the first few weeks are hard because we're so spoiled that when we are hungry, we just eat. And I said, well, that's ridiculous. That's just being spoiled. So we weren't perfect, but we were pretty darn good the first couple of months. And immediately lost like 5 pounds immediately the first couple 3 weeks. And Dave too. I mean, he's down to his high school weight, and I'm actually down to my college weight. And so we just stuck to it. Then we moved from there to Tennessee, and we travel a lot. And the best thing that ever could have happened to us was finding Isogenics, because we travel a lot and you are constantly looking for something decent to eat. Now, the previous year, when we were traveling around and following my son, he played baseball, we hadn't found Isogenics yet. And so it was horrible. I was constantly looking for something to eat. So we settled on Subway. And then I'd come out and I go, okay, Dave, here's your sandwich. And he goes, well, it doesn't have any cheese. I go, oh, yeah, that cheese is very bad for you. And he goes, and there's no meat. And I go, oh, yeah, because that meat is really bad for you. But I said, I got extra veggies. So that's pretty much what we ate when we were traveling, because it's so hard to get decent food. So once we found Isogenics, we travel with our blender, we travel with the bars, travel with the snacks, travel with the shakes, the hydrate, and it's totally changed our life. Now I am down a solid 20 pounds. I mean, solid. Now, Christmas, we had big Christmas and Thanksgiving this year, and I gained a few pounds. But the thing is, I know all I have to do, if I've gained 2 or 3 pounds, I just say, okay, I'm having a shake day, and I'll do 2 shakes and drink cleanse and like that. And in 2 or 3 days, 2 to 3 days, that weight is gone. And so now I don't even worry. Say you have a big party, an event. I mean, we eat pretty much like saints anyhow, but you can't do that 100% of the time. But I don't even worry about it because I know the isogenics, bam, it's going to be gone and I'm going to feel good. And the other thing is, if I don't have a shake a day, I don't feel right. I mean, I start feeling funky. So that's really good. And like my husband, he's down like 17, 18 pounds and looking good, feeling good, got really strong. I mean, he's doing lunges and walking up these huge hills, and we do a major workout on these awesome machines. They're called ARX machines. It is really hard. And we do that once a week, and the people that own the place cannot believe what great shape we're in for our age. I'm 67, he's 66. So that's basically why I love Isogenics and will never not be on it.
The funny thing is so many people say that I was on this meeting this morning with so many people, and many of them in 5, 10, 15, 22 years. And why would they stop when they feel so good? And I agree, I have to have at least one shake, and I'm back on a 30-day myself right now. And I love how we can use the reset to really
Mm-hmm.
just stay there. And I love that 80, 20%, 80, 20. So 80% of the time I'm really good, and 20% of the time I do to have things that I feel like. It's not always the same chunk of time, but I don't give myself guilt or, shame over that. And I know you don't
Yeah.
either. And you look amazing. And
Thank
most of
you.
you so amazing because you look healthy, right? And I love we can use the system to put on weight or release weight. So we're looking at for that weight wellness, because my husband Bob, he put on over 25 pounds because he was starting, his ribs were showing, he was getting so skinny. And as I've seen people that when they get 70 and older, and we have this to look forward to, they're not as hungry. And it's hard to get them to eat that protein. And we know for a fact from everything that I've studied and listened to the functional doctors out there, we're not getting enough protein and we're dehydrated. So with our system, we can protein pace, and we can get the best, the highest quality protein you can get is undenatured way from happy cows that are grass fed, raised in the pasture, allowed to nurse their babies, right? And then we're getting the best and supplementing that into a healthy relationship with food. And I was thinking here as we were talking, I was remembering when we first met, we were taking Pilates together. And
Correct.
we were working with someone, we used to call her a Nazi, and I hate to say that word, but she was really tough. Remember, she would call
Well,
me,
that's because she was tough.
she was so tough. Oh my God, she was tough. And she would really make us do um like, I don't know, it was hard. And we bonded in that support and that accountability. She was good. She turned that into a love of Pilates, where I went on and became an instructor and have embraced it lifelong. And I know you have too. But I know that you've been looking to, feel your best, both you and Dave, and you've really led the charge as I have with Bob, but to stay ahead of the game, be preventative, and to be healthy, because we had healthy, energetic, joyful parents that were
Right.
entrepreneurs that were contributing to their community. And you can't really be entrepreneurial and a risk taker and contributing to your community and making a difference if you're stuck in your limiting beliefs, which give you, lots of problems like overeating or whatever it is that causes the result or the symptom that you don't feel up to the task. And so I love working with people like you that are dreamers like me, entrepreneurs. We watched each other build up our dream. Susan built a beautiful, beautiful winery and vineyard, and just a beautiful destination resort there in Paso Robles, as I built at the same time the lavender farm, and we supported each other in this growth. I met Dave, her husband, in the Chamber of Commerce when I was out trying to hustle and get everybody to get the lavender farm on the wine tour. And it was cutting
Mm-hmm.
edge, it was fun. And when we both ended up not having those wonderful dreams, and both of us spending a lot of time talking about regret and learning to let go of resentments and learning to forgive ourselves. These things really contribute to our weight wellness, not just the system. And I love that our community embraces the mindset work, right? The personal growth that comes along with eating. We know eating is a form of self-respect. So I've watched you go in your 60s, your 50s, and age into now into your later 60s. And I just turned 61 this week. On Thursday, I will. And so we're embarking on a new chapter of how we can live with longevity. This is the word, right? It's not even anti-aging anymore. It's
Right.
longevity, joyful longevity. And so if we're meeting those nutritional needs, getting hydrated, love that you love the hydrate, getting the shakes, love that you love the protein. Susan is by far my best customer, and they're both walking testimonials for the products. And I have to say, for sharing, because people notice it, for sharing, Susan's been doing a lot of traveling and she has a big life. So she doesn't even share it that much. And yet she makes a little bit of money every single week. And I love that because that's what team growth does. So, if your story, if your experience right now is resonating at all, because Susan has a vision there in the Central Coast area, and kind of redefining a new era in her life. And she has a beautiful room that she's creating. I'm going to let her take a minute, tell you about it, where she's going to have like a wellness experience. And I can't wait to come to Paso and visit, see you, and support you. But why don't you share with everybody watching, a little bit about what your vision is in the future, in the near future, what you're going to do there?
Okay, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but what I do want to also add is that we just found out we're going to be grandparents for the first time. So yeah, it's just incredible, especially when you are an older mother. And so of course we've wanted to be healthy. We always thought we were healthy before Isagenix. We've been healthy since Isagenix, but now we have, I mean, we have a whole new appreciation that we must stay healthy and as active as possible for our grandbabies. So
Absolutely. I have three.
yeah, I know, that's so great. So at any rate, we moved back to California. We had moved from here. Like Jan said, we had a beautiful home, beautiful winery, tasting room, a lot of fun, a lot of music. Like Jan, a lot of fun, a lot of music, beautiful homes, concerts, lots of friends. And that era came and went. It was wonderful. We have a friend over right now, a musician who we met on our patio. So lasting, wonderful relationships. And so we moved back to California. We have this beautiful home that had a living room that had no use whatsoever. So I said, let's take all this stuff out of here because there was some ugly furniture. And I'm turning it into just a comfort and wellness area. So the comfort, people need a little comfort, these days. And I'm thinking like, okay, so somebody's going to bop over at lunch and I can make them feel good. If they want to lie on the biomat and get some infrared healing, that's through these beautiful amethyst crystals. Or maybe they have some other issues and I can put them on my Beamer, which speeds up your blood flow. And as you know, blood flow is everything next to nutrition. And I have some laser healing modalities that a good friend of mine, he's a genius, he makes these lasers here locally. And I just want, when anybody comes to the house, I always say, where's your pain? What can I do to fix you? Here, let me wrap you up in this. Let me put this on you because I really love to help people. I want people to feel good. And I am turning it into a business, but more than that, I'm probably just going to be taking care of my friends. But I will have a space. I'll be able to have the Isagenix products out there so people can touch and feel and be comfortable with it. And, you know, some people don't like to wait. They might want to buy something right off the shelf. But I can't wait to start that and start sharing. I'm a kind of a hands-on person. I'm a low tech kind of person. I will have to get better. But I've been in sales all my life. I mean, since I was 12, I was selling stuff. And then I was selling houses, and then I had a design business for so many years. So I'm very, you know, hands-on, touch, feel kind of person. So for me, that's just going to help me launch into being better, into sharing on social media and that sort of thing too. And I look forward to be able to have my room set up by the middle of February. So if anybody's here in the Central Coast of California, you can get in touch with me on Messenger, Facebook Messenger. And I'm going to go ahead and spell my name a few times, and then Jan will put it up too. But it's Susan Polillo. So that's P as in Paul, Oalillo. So Polillo, P as in Paul, Oalillo. Susan Polillo. And I'll get back to you if you want to ask me any other questions. I know a lot of stuff. People are constantly asking me what to do when they come to visit Paso Robles, and I got a lot of information. So please
Well,
get in touch with me.
I really know that to be true, Susan. And, you know, Tony Robbins, I've been listening to a lot of his trainings lately and his masterminds, and all he talks about is right now, the way for people to make money is to be able to share what they know. And you do, and I do have a wealth of information and experience. And you also are great at connecting people in that area. If there's things that you feel that they can need, you know, they need really like some professional help or they need a massage, you have resources. And so that's so valuable. And you have experience. And like I said to everybody, you're such a walking, talking example of what can happen when you feed your body well, you know, and take care of yourself. And we both have experienced the brain fog of the last few years and so many other symptoms like that. And there's people out there that are still struggling with that. And so when they can see that people like us, we still can get through, they can get through too. And they have what they need inside. And that's what I love about the premise of adaptogens and more plant-based mentality, is that they're working with our body to support what we already have, right? To help bring us into more homeostasis and to help our body and our cells function better. I know they say that if your cells are dehydrated, they're just not going to be absorbing all that good stuff you think you're giving them. So our cells are so important. We want happy cells. We want loving cells, and the messages that we feed ourselves are so critical. You know, so it's just great that we're connected to a community of such great support. So I highly recommend, if you're in the Paso Central Coast area, and I have a lot of friends there, even if you're already my customer, if you are looking to find out more information or be part of the community that we're going to be growing there, I can think of several of you, then let's reach out. If you can't remember that, I'll put her name in the comments, but you can also reach out to me and I can get you connected. And you should definitely go see Dave and Sue and see what fun things they have planned for just supporting that community and its wellness. So I'm going to stop the recording now. So hold on 1 second.